Hello everyone, welcome back to Simple Python Programming. Today we shall write a Python program to print Fibonacci sequence. First of all, what is Fibonacci sequence? The sequence shown here is the Fibonacci sequence. The Fibonacci sequence always starts with 0 and the second term of the Fibonacci sequence is 1. And if you observe the third term, it is the sum of the second term and the first term. And the fourth term is the sum of the third term and the second term. And finally, the nth term of the Fibonacci sequence is the sum of n-1th term and n-2th term. To write a program printing Fibonacci sequence, we need if-ELIF-ELSE statement and while statement. The syntax of if-ELIF-ELSE statement is as follows. If the condition 1 is true, the statement 1 is being executed. Otherwise, if the condition 2 is true, the statement 2 is executed. If any of the conditions is not true, then finally the statement 3 is executed. While statement is one of the looping statements. Here, the statements are being executed until the given condition has been satisfied. Now, let's start writing the program. First of all, we have to write how many terms have to be printed. Let us name that to be n. N is equals to int. Here I am using a function named int to convert the string values to integer values. Int input. The input function is used to read the input from the keyboard. Input, enter the Now we shall initiate the values. We know that first two numbers of the Fibonacci sequence are always 0 and 1. And let's name them as A and B. A comma B is equals to 0 comma 1. Now let's name another variable named count for the while statement. Count is equals to 0. This is called the initializing statement for while. And then we shall now use if-ELIF-ELSE statement. If the first condition is if n less than or equals to 0. If the user have printed the negative terms or 0, the Fibonacci sequence cannot be printed because 0 number of terms or negative number of terms cannot be printed. So, if n less than or equals to 0, print please enter a positive number. And next, ELIF. If the number of terms which have to be printed is 1, print Fibonacci sequence print A. Since we know that the first term of the Fibonacci sequence is always 0, here A has to be printed. And else print Fibonacci sequence. Now we shall use the while statement. The while statement here is within the else statement. So, in Python, we do not use any flower braces or braces to indicate blocks. Here we use indentation. If you observe the program, we have used a space bar, a 4 space bar before print, and here before 2 prints within the elif statement and the print within the else statement. And the if, elif and else statements are always started from the margin. So the indentation is compulsory in Python. Since while statement is within else statement, we shall use from here. While the condition is if the count is a variable which we have initialized before for while statement. While count less than n, print a. Now we have to assign the values to the variables. Let C is equals to A plus B. Since we know that the third term of the program of the Fibonacci sequence is always equal to first and second terms. Hence, the third term C is equals to the sum of second term and the first term. Now, C A is equals to B. Here we have to assign the values to the variables. The value of B is assigned to A and the value of C is then assigned to B. And sequentially, the values are sequentially assigned and the Fibonacci sequence up to given terms can be printed. Now, let's iterate the count. This is called updation statement or iteration statement. The program to print the Fibonacci sequence is finished. Now let's run the program. Enter the number of terms. I am entering 3. See, the three terms of the Fibonacci sequence have been printed. Now let's run it again. Enter the number of terms to be 18. See, the 18 terms of the Fibonacci sequence have been printed. Done. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.